in brief, and let tonight's story calm your heart. Sheila and Frisia, the bond of elements. This story is about the magical bond between Tiara, a young girl, and Frisia, an elemental, forging harmony and understanding between humans and nature. In a small village, nestled between lush, emerald green forests and the flowing whispers of crystal-clear rivers, was a kind-hearted young girl named Tiara. Her auburn curls caught the sunlight like threads of fire as she danced among the meadows, gathering wildflowers for her family's evening rituals. Each petal she collected seemed to hold a charm of happiness, and her laughter echoed through the hills like a melody. Yet unbeknownst to her, beyond the valley, an elemental named Frisia watched her with curiosity and gentle intrigue. Frisia had lived for centuries, her existence intertwined with the very earth that sustained the village. Her presence was felt in the rustle of the leaves, the whisper of the breeze, and the vibrant burst of flowers that adorned the valley each spring. Her form was composed of the land itself, with a face that mirrored the tranquility of ancient mountains and eyes that shimmered like springs of deepest serenity. One evening, as Tila returned home, with her basket filled with daisies and buttercups, a stray breeze called her attention. It was not a mere gust of wind, but warm, soothing zephyr that carried with it a voice, tender and inviting. "Tala," it whispered softly, leading her into the heart of the forest, where sunlight wove golden patterns through the leaves. Tiara followed the voice without fear, feeling an inexplicable sense of belonging as she ventured deeper. In a clearing, she found herself face to face with Frisia, whose presence was simultaneously imposing and comforting. "I have watched you, dear child," murmured Frisia, her voice resonating through the rocks and trees. "Your spirit dances like the wind, and your heart beats with the pulse of the earth. We are connected, you and I." Tala felt a sense of wonder blooming within her, understanding now that the world was aligned in ways she had never imagined. "I am honored to meet you," she replied, her voice a soft thread woven into the air. "I have always felt the earth speak to me through every rustling leaf and every babbling brook." Frisia nodded, her features radiant with the essence of the land's wisdom. "Together, we can forge a bond that strengthens our world, celebrating the connection between humanity and nature," she suggested. And so, under the watchful gaze of the stars, Tiara and Frisia began to weave their stories together, leaving a trail of vibrant blooms and renewed harmony across the land. Each day, as Tiara wandered the fields with her elemental companion, the villagers noticed the land flourishing like never before. The crops grew taller and heavier with fruit, the flowers were ever bright, and the air carried a sense of serenity. The harmony between Tiara and Frisia brought forth a new understanding and respect, and uplifting the lives of all who walked the earth with the spirit of nature itself. Phases since changed, their bond only deepened, becoming a timeless tale shared through generations, a testament to the incredible power that lies within the union of human and elemental spirits. Let's continue with a new journey. Kepler and Camellia, a tale of radiance. This story is about Kepler and Camellia, whose friendship brings light and hope to a village during a fierce winter storm. Upon a time in a quaint village nestled among verdant hills, there lived a young girl named Kepler, with bright eyes and an infectious smile. She was known throughout the village for her kindness and radiant spirit, as if she carried a piece of the sun within her heart. Her best friend was Camellia, a loving guardian who watched over the village from the sheltering boughs of the ancient great oak tree. Camellia was as radiant as the moon, casting silvery beams that gently lit up the night sky to chase away the darkness. Every evening, Cattleya would visit the great oak tree, where she would share tales of her day with Camellia. Their bond was unbreakable, forged in the warmth of mutual love and understanding. Camellia, though unable to speak in words like humans do, communicated with Cattleya through the rustling of leaves and the tender glow of her silvery light. As the seasons changed, Cattleya learned many valuable lessons from Camellia: the beauty of patience in the swaying branches, the power of resilience as leaves fall and grow anew, and the importance of laughter that echoed between the stars. One clear winter night, a fierce storm threatened the village. The winds roared like desperate souls, and snow fell in thick sheets, creating a veil of light that dimmed every light. Cattleya, concerned for her village and her dear friend Camellia, ran to the great oak tree. She arrived breathless, her hair adorned with tiny snowflakes glowing in Camellia's soothing light. Camellia enveloped Cattleya in her silvery radiance, calming the storm round them. Seeing her friend's calming power, Cattleya summoned all the radiance she held within herself. Together, they infused the night with a warm glow, a beacon of hope and comfort for the frightened villagers. Their combined light was so powerful that it melted the lingering darkness, and the storm gradually subsided. The villagers emerged from their homes, gazing at the miraculous sight of the storm breaking under Cattleya and Camellia's loving embrace. It was a testament to the power of friendship and love. From that day forth, the villagers held an annual celebration honoring Cattleya and Camellia, thanking them for bringing light to the darkest night. Cattleya and Camellia continued to share their evenings beneath the great oak tree, knowing their friendship was a true source of radiance that illuminated all around them. Let's drift softly into the next tale. Heather and Silverbell, an Enchanted Night. This story is about Heather's enchanting adventure with Silverbell, a playful pixie in a magical forest. Heather was a cheerful young girl with an adventurous spirit that often led her into the forest near her home. Her bright eyes were full of wonder each time she explored the lush greenery, listening to the rustling leaves whispering tales of the past. One twilight evening, as the sun slipped below the horizon, Heather found herself wandering deeper into the woods than ever before. It was then she stumbled upon Silverbell, a mischievous pixie with glittering wings that shimmer in the moonlight. But Silverbell had always been known to cause delightful chaos among the forest creatures, her laughter echoing like tinkling bells carried by the night breeze. Curious and drawn to the pixie's charm, Heather approached Silverbell, who danced playfully round the girl. Silverbell's presence filled the air with enchantment, and Heather found herself smiling as brightly as the moon. "Do you like to play a game with me?" Silverbell asked, her voice sparkling with excitement. Heather nodded eagerly, her heart pounding with anticipation. The pixie then led Heather through a hidden grove where fireflies flickered in symphonic harmony, illuminating the path with their gentle glow. Together, they set off on a playful quest to find the oldest tree in the forest. Silverbell fluttered ahead, guiding Heather through winding trails and hollow logs, their laughter mingling with the nocturnal chorus. Heather felt a sense of magic wrap around her like a blanket, transporting her into a world where time seemed to dance with each footstep. As they reached the ancient tree, its majestic branches stretched towards the stars, cradling them in its tranquil embrace. Heather placed her hand gently on the bark, feeling years of wisdom etched into its surface. Silverbell flicked on Heather's shoulder, whispering secrets of the forest, tales of adventures, camaraderie, and mischievous escapades. "This tree holds the heart of the forest," Silverbell explained with a mischievous grin. "Knows every story that has ever whispered through these woods." With that, Silverbell waved her tiny hand, and the tree began to glow softly, casting luminescent shadows that danced round Heather. She stared in awe, feeling deeply connected to the living tapestry that surrounded her, understanding now that the forest was more alive than she had ever imagined. It was time to return home, but Heather knew that her friendship with Silverbell and the forest would remain forever etched in her heart. As they retraced their steps, Heather felt her spirit lightened and rejuvenated, promising she would return to hear more tales from the pixie. Silverbell waved farewell, her wings shimmered as she vanished into the night. That night as Heather snuggled into her warm bed, she fell asleep with a smile, dreaming of the enchanted forest and her new sparkly friend. The next story is ready to carry you further. Azalea and Euphorbia, A Journey of Courage. This story is about Azalea and Euphorbia overcoming their fears and bravely confronting a wounded dragon, realizing the essence of friendship and courage. Once upon a time, in a tranquil village nestled between mountains and forests, lived a young girl named Azalea. She had fiery red hair and a spirit that matched the vibrant color. In the peaceful village, Azalea often roamed around with her best friend, a clever lizard named Euphorbia, whose scales sparkled like emeralds under the sun. The villagers adored this unlikely duo, whose friendship defied the norms, but perfectly embodied harmony. One sunny morning, as the village basked in the glow of the golden sun, news arrived that a ferocious creature had been sighted near the woodlands, a dragon that was believed to have been extinct for years. The village was engulfed in fear, casting a shadow over their vibrant day. But Azalea, with her audacious nature, took it upon herself to confront the beast. With subtle bravery reflecting in her eyes, she approached Euphorbia, who was basking in a beam of sunlight. "You need to help our village," Azalea spoke determinedly. Euphorbia, who was swift and wise, nodded in agreement. Together, they ventured into the depths of the forest, guided by the sweet scent of pine and the gentle rustling of leaves whispering secrets. The journey was arduous as they trudged through thorny bushes and navigated rocky paths. But they remained undeterred, fueled by their courage and the warmth of friendship. As dusk settled in, they spied a cave where the alleged dragon resided. The ominous sound of breathing echoed, reminiscent of the old tales told around village fires. Azalea took a deep breath, steadying her pounding heart, and stepped forward with Euphorbia skittering close beside her. The inside of the cave was dimly lit, shadows dancing across the walls, alive with trepidation. Seeing the silhouette of a dragon, Azalea and Euphorbia approached cautiously. "We come in peace," Azalea spoke softly, her voice a soothing balm in the cavernous expanse. Euphorbia, standing bravely by her side, added his gentle hissing to the greeting. To their surprise, the dragon was not hostile but wounded, its majestic wings grazed with scars of old battles. Compassion blossomed in Azalea's heart, and she realized the creature was not to be feared but healed. Together with Euphorbia, they tended to the dragon's wounds, their efforts rewarded with gratitude visible in the dragon's luminescent eyes. As dawn broke, the dragon arose, spreading its wings wide. In gratitude, it promised to protect the village instead of instilling terror. Azalea and Euphorbia returned home, their hearts full of happiness, knowing that their bravery transformed fear into friendship. They had conquered the ultimate challenge, and their bond grew ever stronger, inspiring the village with their tale of courage. Good night, may you find warmth in your rest.